Hey, welcome. I'd like to give a special shout out to these guys in this fourth row right here. If you guys stand up, this is Ezekiel Valley Recovery Center. These young men, along with an organization that I partner with, Hearts to Nourish Hope, these young men help us feed over 5,000 families a month right out of a building in Clayton County. Reverend Whitfield, raise your hand. He leads these young men, and they travel up and down the freeways between here and Cell City, which is close to Albany, Georgia, and feed thousands of more families. And this is what these things are about, is what these young men do. And God bless you guys. Thank you so much. Tom Smarch, can you come here, please? This gentleman, his name is Tom Smarch, and I'm going to give him 2 seconds to share with you something amazing that just touched my heart, and it's just done amazing things for me. Welcome, Tom. God bless you. You got your own mic.
Come on, Mike. It's been about a little over a year since I've met Phil, and I met him in a strange way. It was a great way. It was my son Jacob, which is what he's going to sing about tonight, and myself went to his studio. He was looking to be an intern with him, do his music, and Phil was interviewing him, and Jacob was so excited to be there and to be in his environment. He loved music so much. He wrote all the time. And after we met at that interview with Phil, I told Phil, I said, you know, I hadn't seen that much joy on my son's face in 2 years. Amen. And it was amazing. And the reason why we hadn't is because, unlike these wonderful people that are recovering, Jacob was struggling with addiction. And little did we know that a week later, he would pass away. But that's not where the story ends. That's why this project began. It was Jacob's Ladder. Phil came to me and said, can we do a song to honor your son and to show his life and his struggle? And I said, by all means, because now that's what I do as well. I'm an advocate to help people, to see the struggle, to help them through it. And that's why this project has gone way beyond just Jacob's song. It's an entire album and a project. It could be anybody's name. It could be Bill's ladder. It could be Susie's ladder, Cindy, everybody. Amen. No color, race, no ethnic, no culture, no economic. It's everywhere. And that's why I love Phil and what he's doing with it, and I'm glad to be helping him. But I can't leave you with just that at the end. That day that my son passed away, I wasn't there, but my wife was. He went to the gas station to get a drink. He came back with somebody we had never seen before and said to his mother, he said, Mom, this kid is hurting. This kid is depressed. He's even suicidal. Can I talk to him for a few minutes in my room? And my wife said, yes, bring him up there. She wasn't sure, so she went up and listened by the door. And one of the last things my son did was read to this kid out of Revelations, talk to John, talk about Paul. And this kid came back with an entirely different, changed view of life. My son Jacob was a believer. He was saved. He believed in Jesus Christ. So one day, I hope to be the man that he was in those 18 years. Thank you for letting me be here.
I'd like for you to take your cell phone out. Usually cameras are looking at you. But what I'd like for you to do is, if you know somebody that's struggling with addiction, I'd like for you to turn the light or turn the screen on your cell phone. I'd like you to raise it up, and I'd like you to turn it backwards so the cameras in the back can see that. If you know somebody who's been evicted from their home, someone who is struggling right now with just paying their bills, I'd like for you to turn your cell phone light on, but face it towards the back so the cameras can pick it up. If you know somebody that is struggling without a church home, I'd like for you to turn the light of your cell phone on and turn it back so the cameras can pick that up. If you know somebody that's struggling with their children being disobedient, oh my God, if every cell phone doesn't raise, Jesus. If you know some young person that is struggling with their schoolwork, they have a desire to graduate, but it's just not coming together, I'd like for you to turn that light on and face it towards the back. If you know anybody that's dealing with any issues, transportation, I mean, it could be the smallest thing, a cold, the flu, itchy toe, toe jam, it doesn't matter, bad breath. What you guys are witnessing is that we're all climbing out of something. We all have a ladder that we're climbing. We all have a ladder that we're climbing. Some of us don't have a safety net. But I'll tell you right now, if you can find a way, if you don't have Christ Jesus in your life, you will have the ultimate safety net ever imaginable. God sent his only begotten son because he loved the world. He loved you. And he said you do not have to climb that ladder alone, and if you fall off, he will catch you. Jacob died ministering. But drugs are so pervasive, he couldn't minister to himself. Amen. Play the track. This is called Jacob's Ladder.
Hey, it's me. Yeah, close your eyes and look for that one that's in your heart. We all have a ladder that we're climbing, so please be careful.
I'm on my ladder climbing, struggling one step at a time.
Jacob's ladder.
Feeling the weight of my calling and the pain I'm having inside.
Come on.
Might look like I'm strong enough, been helping other folks out long enough.
Come on.
To you, I know I matter. Just know I'm done climbing my ladder. You know there's two sides to everything. Since I'm standing on both of them, that qualifies me as a straddler. I know he has a plan for me, and so does the world, so that puts me in a position of a battler. I didn't know how weak I was to accept the strength of loved ones, so I became a cage rattler.
I'm sorry.
Now the new place I'm in, your advice is still resonating, so to God I'm now a tattler. I'm telling God that's on my left side that you stuck with me every time I lied and acted out because of pride, and recognized the love for him I had in me while climbing up the ladders with some other guys.
Come on.
We're in position to show addiction is real.
Come on.
You're in position to show people can yield.
Come on.
And for the ones that see my picture, remember the awesome things I did with you.
Hey.
Now I'm off my ladder. I'm on my ladder.
Come on, everybody, put your hands together.
Struggling one step at a time.
Come on.
Feeling the weight of my calling and the pain I'm having inside.
Jacob's ladder.
Might look like I'm strong enough, been helping other folks out long enough.
Jacob's ladder.
To you, I know I matter. Just know I'm done climbing my ladder.
Jacob's ladder.
I'm on my ladder climbing, struggling one step at a time.
Come on.
Feeling the weight of my calling and the pain I'm having inside.
It hurts.
Might look like I'm strong enough, been helping other folks out long enough.
Jacob's ladder.
To you, I know I matter. Just know I'm done climbing my ladder. Some may think that I'm looking up, some think that I'm looking down. To be more productive, take a look around. See that people have ladders. Use your energy on them. If you don't think you have one, you need to think again. Cause we're all climbing out of something. The question is where you're heading. I hope it's to a place you're not regretting. While you live and watch where you're stepping. Watch you're upset. You might not want what you're getting. Stop protecting the foolishness and celebrate the victory. Let these words get to you like they didn't get to me. Wanna hear a funny thing? I'm dealing with my misery. Still keeping people like me here, Jesus ministry. Yeah, you heard me right, I was preaching. Till my last breath, I was doing things to be reaching. I don't know if I was teaching. Just remember I love you and please be careful while climbing on your ladder.
Come on, where you at? Right here, come on.
Struggling one step at a time. Feeling the weight of my calling and the pain I'm having inside. Might look like I'm strong enough, been helping other folks out long enough. To you, I know I matter. Just know I'm done climbing.
Like this, come on.
I'm on my ladder climbing, struggling one step at a time. Feeling the weight of my calling and the pain I'm having inside. Might look like I'm strong enough, been helping other folks out long enough. To you, I know I matter. Just know I'm done climbing my ladder.
Jacob's ladder.
Just know I'm done climbing my ladder. Just know I'm done climbing my ladder. Just know I'm done climbing my ladder.
You know, Jacob is no longer in this ladder. I'll just take this 2 seconds. I do have Jacob's Ladder CDs. These CDs are very special. We are doing something called the Jacob's Ladder Challenge. The young person or the person who can memorize the most lyrics on this CD, we are giving the grand prize of $50,000. Yes, you heard me right. Second prize is $20,000. Third prize is $5,000. We will give $75,000 away if we can help yet one of our young people get something positive into their lives. Because every single one of us, we spend $75,000 as taxpayers for 2 young people to spend time in jail. So if we can spend money for them to get in jail, I don't mind. Tom doesn't mind. The people, Alveda King, people that support what we're doing, Mustard Seed Faith, my church, my pastor, Jimmy A. Copeland, the young people that are here with me, we will give $75,000 away if we can get some young people not to have to spend it in jail. We have CDs in the back. You just get with me, because you got to have an original copy of the CD to enter the contest. Thank you so much. God bless you.
All right, all right. Let's give him another hand.